Chapter 5: The Nature of Belief and Identity. The Invisible Architecture of Thought. Our anchor points may feel timeless, but the truth is that every principle we hold is shaped by a deeper, often invisible process: belief formation. Beliefs are the scaffolding on which our principles hang. They define what we think is true and how we think the world works. And because they form quietly, often without our consent, they can strengthen or sabotage our mental framework without us noticing. How beliefs form. Absorption in early life. As children, we accept most of what we're told, by parents, teachers, culture, because survival depends on trust. Beliefs at this stage are often untested and unquestioned. Agreement through repetition. The more often we hear something, especially from trusted sources, the more likely we are to believe it. This is how slogans, cliches, and cultural norms become part of us. Emotional reinforcement. Beliefs stick more deeply when tied to strong emotion: pride, fear, shame, belonging. The more a belief is tied to how we feel, the harder it is to challenge. Selective evidence gathering. Once we hold a belief, we tend to seek confirming evidence and ignore contradictions. This confirmation bias turns flexible ideas into rigid convictions. Beliefs are choices we keep making. A belief may begin passively, but keeping it is an active choice. Every time you act in line with it, you reinforce it. Every time you explain it to someone else, you cement it further. This is why changing a belief often feels like tearing out part of your own structure. It requires not just new evidence, but a new pattern of living. The identity connection. Beliefs become even harder to change when they fuse with identity. When we stop saying "I believe X" and start saying "I'm the kind of person who believes X." At that point, questioning the belief feels like questioning the self. Attacks on the belief feel like personal attacks. Evidence against it is met with emotional defense rather than open examination. Identity traps. From Cloud Minds, avoid the identity traps guidepost. The twin dangers are trying to be someone else and expecting others to behave as we would. In belief terms, identity traps look like over-identifying with a role. I'm an optimist, so I can't acknowledge risks. Borrowed identities. My group believes this, so I must too. Fixed self-concepts. I'm bad at numbers, so there's no point in trying. These traps shrink the range of beliefs you're willing to examine, which shrinks the adaptability of your framework. Anchors versus identities. Anchor points and identities can look similar from the outside. They both guide behavior, but they function differently. Anchor points are consciously chosen, while identities are often inherited or adopted unconsciously. Anchor points can be examined and questioned without feeling personally attacked, whereas challenges to identity are often experienced as attacks on the self. Anchor points remain flexible and update in response to new evidence, while identities are frequently defended even in the face of strong contradictory evidence. Anchor points guide behavior across many contexts, while identities tend to lock behavior into a narrower range of situations. Keeping beliefs healthy. To prevent beliefs from undermining your framework, separate "I believe" from "I am." Hold beliefs as tools, not as extensions of self. You can replace a tool without replacing who you are. Regularly audit beliefs. Ask, where did I get this belief? Is it still serving me? Is it aligned with my anchor points? Expose beliefs to dissent. Seek out opposing views, not to dismantle your beliefs, but to pressure test them. Upgrade or release. If a belief no longer holds under scrutiny, update it or let it go, even if you've carried it for years. The first stress test for your framework. Anchor points keep your framework stable. Belief awareness keeps it honest. Without this vigilance, you risk building a structure on inherited or unexamined supports that look strong but crumble under real weight. In the next chapter, we'll deepen the foundation by focusing on the self-observation skill that makes all of this possible: self-awareness, so you can see not just what you believe, but how those beliefs operate in real time. Key takeaway: beliefs shape your framework, but identity can lock those beliefs in place beyond reason. Keep your beliefs as tools, not as definitions of who you are, so your framework stays adaptable and honest.